So there's a tree around the corner from our house, and it's a tulip tree, I think, and it has these incredible pink blooms, and it's beautiful when it's in bloom. But in the 8 years we've lived in our house, I think I've seen it in bloom once, because every year you can see it, the pink is about to come out, it's about to burst into full color, and then spring in Ohio happens and it freezes and they all turn brown and they fall to the ground and they're all over the sidewalk, and it's so sad because you walk by and you say, oh, this was going to be perfect, and then it didn't happen. And that's sort of what sin does in our lives, right? Is that God created the world to be good and to be beautiful, and then sin has come in and disrupted that. And we experience that personally, right? That there's so many times in our lives where things are going so well, and then something happens in us, between us and our relationships or in the world around us, and chaos comes in, and it ruins what was good and what was beautiful. And that's what sin does. But thanks be to God that we know, because it's planted, the seed of it is in our hearts, that we know that one day that tree will be blooming forever, and it will be beautiful, and it will be perfect, just like we will. That sin, Jesus Christ has overcome sin, has overcome death, and has set that hope in front of us. And that's what redemption is. That is the hope of heaven within us, that when we see those things in beauty in the world, we can say this is a hint of what is to come. And yes, sin is still real. And yes, we will still suffer defeats and disappointments. But we know that one day, all of it will be perfect. And that tree will be in bloom. And sin and death will not take that away. And that we will be in bloom, and sin will not take that from us. And so thanks be to God that we can confess our sins with hope rather than fear and disappointment. And so that is the good news of the gospel.